You know they got that same name, but different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. They got that same name, different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. Keisha and Keisha,
knowledge, wisdom, and discernment. Keisha, you don't got it, you can get some if you heard them.
Keisha and Keisha, man.
Knowledge, wisdom, and discernment.
Keisha
you don't got it, you can get some if you heard them. We gon' laugh, have a good time. Just sit back and elevate your mind.
Well, welcome for another episode of City Keisha and Country Keisha. What up, Kiki?
What up, City Keisha?
You still with me?
I'm still with you. Kiki, are you with me?
Hey, okay. So let's do a little recap. Now you know you love your politics.
Oh, surely I do, don't you?
Oh God, you be wearing me out with it.
More flip on 45. What? Oh, the best week ever.
He has not.
Oh,
flipped.
he has flipped.
He has not flipped.
Oh, he's flipped.
He making y'all think he flipped.
Okay.
Say
he
a
making
little
that
prayer
me.
for Trump.
Well, that's Trump who's scared. I ain't scared either way. Crooks and crooks. There are no honor among thieves.
Well, he need to be scared of that Stormy Daniels.
Oh, girl, because Stormy in full disclosure. So what happened to what is it, non-disclosure? Stormy said she got full disclosure.
She put a play on it, huh?
Yeah, not non-disclosure. She going to disclose everything.
Everything.
We can talk about it here.
Oh, my God.
The View, they couldn't talk about it.
We can't talk about it either.
Why we can't? We ain't The View.
Listen, what you going to talk about?
I'm talking about I'm going to do an excerpt from the book. Can I pretend like I'm Stormy and you pretend like you Trump?
No and no. No.
Ooh,
you know
baby.
what? Oh, God.
This is the least impressive sex I've ever had.
Yeah.
Well, and what she said was he was trying to fix it so she could be on The Apprentice and to fix it for her to win. What kind of crook is that?
Yeah.
And he thought Manafort was going to flip on him. Crooks are crooks.
But, I mean, not only crooks are crooks. Hoes are hoes. So, your girl Stormy, he had to know that she was going to have something to say.
Surprised.
Why are you surprised about that?
But he's surprised. Why is he surprised? I don't understand, because he figured he the only one who can do crooked stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, get your life, Mr. Mushroom Man.
Well, it's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with a hoe. Stormy is a paid hoe.
Okay, you're right. I should not be judging hoes, but
She's
if
a paid one.
she sure making enough money off of her hold'em
And her 15 minutes of fame.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, I couldn't do it. If I need to make $133,000 and Donald Trump had it, I'll just say forget it.
Listen, and then not only does he do crazy stuff, but then he wants to nominate foods that's doing crazy stuff. Here's the one thing that through all of the stuff they've been talking about with this that I have a problem with.
With what?
With the Supreme Court nominee,
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Christina, Basie Ford, and her coming forward. And she was talking about how at one point she was in therapy and it came up, and those things that you don't forget. Somebody just don't forget that you put them in a situation to make them feel like you were going to sexually assault them.
You assaulted them.
Yeah. Nobody just forgets that. Like, I just feel like...
Or get over it, which is what I've been reading, to get over it. Nobody's getting over that.
Right. And so they want to give her an opportunity to talk, but she's like, hey, do it the right way. Get the FBI to investigate it, and then we do it the right way, which it should be done that way.
Well, that's what Sonny Hostin was saying, that if it's the FBI, they're going to talk to everybody. They're going to dig up everybody that's alive from that school. And I'm so glad that the women signed the letter supporting her.
And here's my other thing with that. They're trying to avoid the FBI doing that primarily because if the FBI show up to them same people that his folks went and talked to that says that, he got all these people on his side and all this kind of stuff, guess what's going to happen? Now, you sitting there with the FBI and they saying, hey, this is a federal investigation. Let's be clear what will happen to you if it's found that you're not telling the truth. Okay.
It's a felon.
Right. And that's why, what is his boy's name? Not Donald. What's the guy who is his friend that wrote the book? Mm-hmm.
And he wrote a book talking about how his teenage years, he was wasted the whole time. So, yeah, you're
and
not going to be able to have that. And then he says he don't
remember being in the room.
No, I wouldn't remember either.
Man. All right, so last week we talked about...
Amber Geiger.
Yeah, the chick
who killed Botham John. Is it John?
Okay, if you let me get it out, you just jumped all on my words. I was trying to.
I'm sorry.
But at any rate, the police chief, Renee Hall, she is being blasted because they're saying that she could have done something about this whole thing. and actually launched an investigation, because under whatever her rights are, it says that even though she's saying I can't do that because there are both local, state, and federal laws that prohibit her from taking action, the news found out that no, the chief of police may circumvent all formal disciplinary procedures to render an immediate decision when it deems necessary to prevent the integrity of the department. Preserve, the integrity of the department. Exactly what it is, because now she looks crazy. Everybody in her department look crazy, and definitely the chick who committed the crime.
And they sure don't look like y'all following rules and procedures. I can tell you that.
It just looks a little, like a man's life was taken. So where is the justice in that? Where are you showing?
And he's the victim.
Yeah.
And your job is to find out what happened.
Like you were talking about the drug test or something?
Yeah, she should have been drug tested. Everything should have been done that night. It was 3 days before
right?
Yeah, they drug tested him to see if he had drugs. Listen, she should have been arrested because her gun was discharged. And the person who she discharged it on had no weapon. And he was in his apartment. So, yeah, until the investigation should have started that night, not 3 days later.
Correct. All right, so let's talk about this tariff. I know you've been kind of doing it a little bit, so give us a little background so that people can understand your point.
Well, the background is that 45 ain't got nothing to do with Obama. Let's get this started because, he won't take credit for this tariff. So this tariff is you have to pay for goods that you import into the United States. And so, which is some of his companies too. And he's saying that by doing this, that the domestic companies would thrive better than when you export or import your goods from different countries. The problem is that for companies and small companies who do this, and the farmers, they are getting hit harder. For example, it's a lady that sells handbags. Her name is Mosi. She sells handbags. She started her little company about a year ago. And this is the land of opportunity.
She's getting them from China.
She's getting them from China. And she pays a tariff of 17% on imported product. So she's already incorporated that 17% because she knows that's part of her expenses.
Okay.
Now Trump has imposed a new tariff that adds 10% more on top of that. So now she's paying 27% when she's allocated 17%. So now you got to do another 10%. And by the first of the year, January 1, 2019, Trump has set to rise that another 25%. So she would be paying 42% on her products, which means she's going to go out of business.
Right, because she was expecting to eat 17 and maybe even 20%, but now you've doubled that. So her profit is being ate up by these tariffs.
Or she's going to have to increase her prices, but that's the problem. When you increase your prices, you lose what?
Because customers.
Yeah, customers. It's only going to be a few people going to go with that extra 50% you about to go up.
I'm going to tell you, because if she's doing some not, ain't nobody going to pay that extra fee, right?
Yeah, and so many economists argue, however, that the economy becomes less efficient and grows more slowly when government policy begins to determine which businesses prosper and which suffer. And that's what he's doing with the farmers.
Okay.
Let
me just tell you this now. Everybody talked about the farmers, they talked about all this other stuff Trump did. Now you get to talk about women and their handbags, okay? And some real good knockoffs. And now I got to pay double. Because baby, he don't want to mess with women. And remember, we talked about last week how black women got some buying power, baby, and we will, for real deal, cut the food and make sure that whatever we need to do to restore order will be restored.
Now, let me ask you, because you're a bags person, right? You like bags.
Oh, yeah, I have tons of them.
Which bag domestic that you like that's made in America?
Made in America.
And that's one of the things we found that when they go looking for stuff.
My hobo. I have a hobo that's made in America.
Okay. Well, I don't even know what that is. But when you go.
My wallet.
Okay. But when you go looking at products, most of them are imported.
All right.
And so it's like people want their stuff.
Yeah.
And
when you start messing with people's stuff, now you can mess with the educational system and have all the teachers broke. You can mess with the
kids,
right?
You can let.
But you start messing with folks' purses and they stuff they gonna buy. Trump, you better sit down somewhere.
they did this little thing on ABC a few months ago where they made this family get rid of everything that was, and they end up with nothing. Literally nothing in their house that was domestic. But that's not how you do it.
Oh, they had them get rid of all domestic stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, in real
No,
life.
not domestic stuff.
All the foreign imported
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and it only had domestic stuff, and they had like nothing. Made in America cotton. But
gosh, what you know no good? That old Maya
what
Rudolph girl.
Good.
I did not know. You are tripping me out that
no,
you
I
of
did
all
not
people
know
didn't
that. I did not know Minnie Riperton was her mom.
Really? She talks
and
about
I've been
that all the
singing
time.
"Loving You" all week.
Loving you.
La 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 la.
And her dad is a Jewish songwriter, Richard Rudolph.
I'm gonna tell you why this kind of floored me because I've been playing my old music and they have her old album cover and she's got a fro like I got right now. She's got on a overall, no shirt, no bra. Is very provocative, and she's holding an ice cream cone that's melting all over. I was like, what is going on in the 70s? I was like, I want to know.
Are you talking about Minnie Riperton?
Yeah, that was her album cover.
Baby.
And I was like, I want to know more about this lady. And then this came up.
Oh, wow.
That's her daughter.
That's her daughter.
Well, and so what she's saying is that she was hair shamed on SNL. They were saying like they couldn't get her hair in the wigs. You know, she had that poofy stuff.
Yeah.
And just, she said the guys used to go around all the time saying, how long will it take for her to do hair? You know, just being obnoxious.
Right.
But the thing that, and I saw a lot of people, right, when you get paid and it doesn't matter when people are obnoxious to you about something you have no control over.
Right.
Like your skin color.
Right. Your
nappy hair.
Well, I put it like this. I feel like that what she said, white America is out of touch with what people of color face. And that's the thing, like just the sensitivity that people should have towards each other. But here's the thing. They always want it, but it's not something that they're always willing to give up or to have to make provisions for. And that sometimes can be a little, like today, I was talking to someone who was like, yeah, I hate Colin Kaepernick. I ain't buying another pair of Nikes, blah, blah, blah. And I said,
great.
Well, and I asked him, I said, well, why? Well, because he wasn't even a good football player. I said, but how many football players you know, quarterbacks, that have won Super Bowls? And I promise you probably got a few jerseys, and they ain't won nothing. And he looked, Miss Key, I was like, no, I need you to tell me. I was like, because the bottom line is, do you understand the message of what he was doing? You know, so it's just those type of things that just, okay.
Well, and then it goes on, and I wanted to bring up about people of color and biracial people or people with ethnic issues, you know, that things that we can't change about ourselves. That white America take for granted. I mean, seriously.
Yep. So there's some beef contamination going on right now. I think it's called, I can't remember the company, but they think it's some E. coli in there. Well, these little horseshoe crab blood is becoming a vital source in the medical field, and it's a new, it's unique in more ways than one. I should say. I'm sorry. The blue color and its ability to identify bacterial contaminations in small quantities. And so they're draining the blood out of these horseshoe crabs and then putting them back in the water. So it's like $16,000 per liter for this horseshoe blood. That's how much they're using it in science to kind of, I guess, preserve our health. Horseshoe crabs.
That's interesting.
That
I like
is interesting.
that.
You know, and it's like the poor little horseshoe crabs go back there and they be wiggling in the water like, y'all done took all my blood.
Trump said, y'all don't need science.
Oh, okay. Right. Hey, okay, so why we haven't talked about O'Neal, Imani Franklin?
I don't have cable.
Oh.
I've never been into this. But go with it, baby.
She's 25 years old, and she has just been crowned the 98th Miss America. But a lot of people were talking about it because they took away the swimsuit. Yeah, the guys, you know, because the men in my house used to watch it.
Hey.
Okay.
I ain't gonna knock it.
And
I ain't got cable, so it ain't nothing for me to watch.
Well, she's from North Carolina, and now she's in it because you know how she does tour and she's promoting. Well, she is making her media runs and open up about her ban against transgender women competing in the media in competition. What do you think? Should it just be specifically for women only, or should they allow?
I think it should, and that the transgenders need their own.
I mean,
what? No, only reason I say that is because let it be women. I'm not gonna run, but
well, right now the official rules say that you have to be a natural born woman.
I mean, and my thing is, for me, they wouldn't have a shot with a transgender woman anyway, because they be blade and baby, no so natural woman will never win again.
You said it's more fear. They like, y'all better get up out of here.
Honey, no, they know how to beat it,
baby.
And they would wear their bathing suit.
What? Have you ever seen any of those videos where they be like, okay, and it's like this average dude, and in like 30 minutes. You like, what the what?
And if he can do that, girl, no, no natural woman will ever win again. So no, transgender, y'all need to have y'all own, because y'all in a class by yourselves.
All right, so Miss Julie Chan, who was all on Camille for defending her husband against those sex abuse charges. And so now Miss Chan's boo, okay, is up on some charges. And so first she stepped down from the talk temporarily, but then she's done it permanently. And she decided to come back, and she was like, right now I need to spend more time at home with my husband and our young son. So I've decided to leave the talk.
Girl, who cares? Y'all got money. Y'all killing me. He just getting a $100 million deal. Like, how many jobs can y'all have? Let somebody else get that job, and you go home with your husband. Well, because apparently he needs you to watch him.
Oh. Well, this stuff was supposedly had happened before they got together.
So Julie, according to Kathy,
Kathy who?
Griffin.
Okay,
she had some issues with her husband years ago, and he basically said he'll never hire a woman for the late night show, and a late night comedy show, and some other stuff. And Kathy said that she felt like Julie really
stood behind him
and knew that what he was doing was wrong to her. And that,
so said she's a special kind of chick, huh?
She's a Camille.
Well, I guess she said, I'm not giving up my millions for you.
Is
not
that a
today.
new thing? A Camille.
A Camille.
I don't want to be no Camille, mama. I don't want to be no Camille.
No Camille. No Julie Camille. No Camille Julie.
Ooh, no.
Camille Chan.
We can make up something. Camille crowned it. Julie is a Camille.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right.
Camille got this all by herself.
I got you. All right. So, Coach, the brand, they do purses and all other stuff that they do. They have a whole accessory line and a whole clothing line for Coach. They have just announced. Ever?
Never.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead.
Well, let me tell you something. Them knockoffs that them women be wearing, that old girl be selling, that's going to have a 42% tariff on it. Ain't nobody going to have one in a minute. But anyway, so Coach just announced that actor Michael B. Jordan will be his first ever global men's face of Coach. Snap,
Go Black Panther, Wakanda forever.
What?
Wakanda
Michael B.
forever.
Okay, sorry. Was that too much? Okay.
No, it wasn't.
All right, let's talk about a little politics. What's going on in New Hampshire?
It's set to elect either his first openly gay member of Congress or his first black representative. What we say about them first?
Yeah, we kind of tired of the first. It's time to move on.
They're going to be coming. That means once we get through the first, it's gone. So we got to get through it.
Okay.
Pappas, who is gay, is a former state lawmaker who is serving his third term on the governor's executive council. He's now running for
Democratic state senator, U.S. senator. And he says he's running on a campaign about decency, unity, and progress, and described meeting the LGBTQ student in Massachusetts who said she was unsure of her place in the community. And he felt some kind of way about that. And he was like, everybody should have a place.
Everybody should have a place, especially if you're a human being.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Hungary, because that was another one of those little global things you were kind of talking about. Yeah,
because we've been noticing here in America the right-wing agenda, and even for most of us who feel like our democracy is being attacked. In Hungary, they face the loss of its European Union voting rights after they triggered a punitive procedure to prevent countries backsliding on democracy. When we say backslide on democracy, it's almost like Hitler Germany again. So they're saying we don't want that to happen. And they did an Article 7 procedure as the petty revenge of pro-immigration politicians. He also claimed that the vote involved massive fraud since abstentions weren't counted into the final tally, which made it easier to reach the needed majority. The needed majority was to stop Hungary from actually voting in the European Union.
Okay, so back up. So you're saying the EU was
the European Union,
right? But you know that's new because they separated. So that's how the EU even came about. So what you're saying is that they're trying to backslide on their democracy?
No, they're not. They're trying to stop Hungary from backsliding on their democracy.
Okay.
They've been showing some things against immigrants. Just a lot of crazy right-wing talk like we got here in America, and they're trying to proactively stop it from happening in Europe again. In case point, World War I, World War II, you know, that we've had people that actually took it to another level as a country, such as Hitler.
All right.
It is a positive sign of this parliament taking responsibility and wanting action. So what they're doing is just trying to stop this from happening. And it's saying leading the charge against European values by silencing independent media, replacing critical judges, and putting academia on a leash. What they're saying is that's what the right wing is doing.
What they're saying is, who has been silencing independent media, who has been replacing critical judges, and who has been putting academia on the leash? Who has been doing that right here in the U.S. of A? Okay, let's make the correlation there. And
what they want to do is raise minority and migrant rights. So right now, what they're looking at is that some countries are taking those rights away, which is hindering democracy. So they're actively doing something about it, where we have, in America, I feel like our hands are tied. That we've got a government that does not want to stop this. We got a president that said they're good people.
Well, I'm going to tell you this.
People, he said.
On our side, we need to add the medical piece, because I was watching a guy who wrote, oh, God, I think it's like USA Data or something he's doing, him and his wife. And he used to be the CEO of something, and they're worth trillions. So they decided to do something different, and they were going to start being philanthropists. That's what his wife basically said. Let's do that. And he was like, okay, well, I mean, we just need to be able to vote and do both. And she was like, no, let's really get involved. So they found this data. So they said, for example, our health care due to inflation and what's been going on, our premiums and what we pay has gone up over 280%.
Don't I know?
And he says, but we're not living longer. So back in the early, let's say 40s to 50s, it was like 72 was the average, 0.9. And it's like 71 point whatever. Like it really was, there's been no difference.
Yeah, and I think
we're spending more and more money.
That guy was on the radio, wasn't he?
I
heard that.
This was, I think it might have been Truck. No, it was Bill Maher, I think I was listening to.
Okay, I was listening to Bill. I was like, I heard this somewhere to the podcast. Yeah, I heard this, and he was saying that, you know, that's what they want to do. And Bill, because Bill was picking at him with all that money. And he owned a team. Did he own it?
I don't know. But my point was just on the healthcare part was just that, you know, and then it's just the things that he's trying to say that is going on in our country. And when you really know the data, when you really know what's going on, when you really are part of some of those things, like understanding where we spending our money, how we spending our money, who is in control of our money.
Yeah, that's what it was. The extra part that they were going to do was they were going to figure out when they say that government money is going here, they're going to find out how do it get to the people it's supposed to. Yeah. So they decided his wife to go in and do research on where the money actually goes.
Like follow the trail.
Yeah, follow the trail. So if they say they spent this much on Medicare, what went to where in Medicare, and what city, what state, which people it helped. So yeah, I did. It was on Bill Maher. I remember. Hey, I really remember stuff.
Okay, so 2 conservative journalists have sparked outcry. And I think we briefly talked about this last week. But they were invited to the White House. Freelance journalists Mike Cernovich and Cassandra Fairbanks, a reporter for a Russian news outlet, Sputnik or whatever. They posed for a picture behind the podium at the White House. She's a Russian. Okay. And she put... Oh God, they were making a hand sign that signifies white power. It's like the OK sign. And she said just two people doing a white power hand gesture in the White House. And it's just like, come on.
They're just friends of the president. They're good people, Keisha.
Well, and you know that
they're just good people.
Remember, that's what we were talking about. We were talking about how they meet once a month at his hotel. I mean, you know, yeah, with this whole
at Trump Towers,
at this MAGA Make America Great Again type of deal. Yeah. So whatever.
But he ain't racist, y'all. He out here for everybody.
All right, so let's talk about this police arrest. He arrested a man in September.
Yes. Go ahead. I'm gonna read it because I can't even get a half of this done. Police arrested a man in September 2017 as demonstrators marched in response to a not guilty verdict in the trial of former St. Louis police officer Jason Stockley in St. Louis. Now I remember. So what the police arrested this man for having a protest against the officer that
was acquitted.
Yeah, and so now he's filing charges. More than a dozen people arrested in that 2017 have decided they're going to file federal lawsuits. Were filed Monday, a year later, saying that it was unconstitutional. Yeah, they roughed them up, pepper sprayed them, and illegally detained them for having a protest.
Yeah.
So this not
because it was a police officer who got off from killing a black man.
Protest on a high-speed chase.
Well, let's just keep it up on that note because Lynn Redden, he put a post up on Facebook. He was the Houston Chronicle Facebook. He put it up on the page. He thought he was actually talking to someone individually. He didn't know it was a worldwide, public post. And so he took it down real quick. But
come to the light.
In the post, he referenced the moment quarterback Deshaun Watson held the ball during the final seconds of the game, the Houston's game. And he says that may have been the most inept quarterback decision I've seen in the NFL. When you need precision decision making, you can't count on a black quarterback. So
black
on a
people
phone interview, he claimed to understand how people may interpret it as a racist post. Really? But he said he didn't intend for it to come across that way, and that he thought it was a private email that he was sending out, and it got taken down.
Oh, because it was public, it ain't racist.
Right.
If it had been private, it would have been just fine.
Correct. He never apologized for making the statement, and instead tried to explain why he made the comments in the first place.
We get it, boo. You ain't got to explain it.
Right.
Trump your daddy. 45.
Trump your
daddy. Had that mushroom on your mama.
Oh. I cannot right now. I'm moving on. Okay.
Whatever.
Well, real quick, I put this in last week. Gucci Mane was on YouTube, and he was talking about his little jewelry collection, right? And so he goes on, and he's doing this whole thing about how he bought Offset and them these necklaces, and how he keeps his game up, and how he spends 1.4 carat, and how he wanted this watch that he had to go to this Swiss manufactured watch. I think is
too much extra.
Yeah, at AP basically. And he went to an auction and paid almost $1 million for it and everything. So what entertained me was at the very end, how he spent $500 on pinky rings and all this stuff.
$500,000.
Yes. So he at the end talked about something. He wouldn't talk about what he spent on his earrings because he didn't want to seem dumb for the amount he spent on them. Fool.
You've seen dumb when you first started talking.
Right, because he says how his daddy was a con artist, and he was probably the only kid in elementary school that went to school with gold chains and stuff on, and that's what started his whole love for jewelry.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you got it, spend it, but Lebron building schools.
What?
I'm just ignorant as hell.
Woo!
I'm just
Say that
on
again.
On me, okay?
I'm on JC with that one.
Like,
spend your money wisely, bro.
Okay.
Now, if he added up all the money and then his wife's ring and stuff, and I said, the other part of that, you still got these ignorant fools out here that love watching YouTube and to catch you with your folks slipping and people
rob
be
you
dead over some jewelry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about
LeBron building schools.
Right.
Calling is
come
making
together.
A message.
Yeah.
Giving back to the community. And I'm not saying Gucci don't.
Chance.
It's just that I don't want to talk about
doing all that stuff.
It's just that this don't impress me.
Yeah.
Just buying jewelry. And the thing is that I want black people to know, and since I'm the financial person here, is that you just making them richer. You're just making them richer. And you walking around in some mess that make you look foolish.
I hear you, boo.
You see me, you see my jewelry. I spent $10 on this necklace, and that's the bomb.
You didn't spend no
Diggity,
$10
yes,
on
I
it.
did. And 10 for this.
Where you get that from, Keisha?
From the monogram place. And if it turned my
What
neck green, I only spent $10.
What monogram place, Keisha, did
Online.
you get? You went online to the monogram place and spent $10?
Groupon, it's $100, but I only spent 10.
Look at you. Is that gold?
No, it's overlay.
It's an overlay.
It's overlay. Hey, why you laughing?
I'm not laughing.
F you, Keisha. I look good.
I just asked the question. Okay.
Hey, check out the video. Check out my goal. I'm out here.
Floss it. Floss, girl. Floss it. Do your Gucci Mane. Okay. Well, phone spoofing. Had you ever heard of that?
I had not.
Okay.
But this is, hey, let's bring us up to speed. City Keisha, Country Keisha, bringing y'all stuff.
We be on it.
Phone spoofing.
Right. Phone spoofing is the act of altering the information forwarded to your caller ID in order to hide the true original ID. So in simple terms, caller ID spoofing allows you to display a phone number different than your number.
Yeah. This is almost like what we used to do back in the day.
What? Star 69?
Well, and call block.
Block.
You wouldn't let your number show come up.
Yeah. But now what's happening is people, they bullying. So like, what's that? Tierra Marie or Tierra, whatever her name is.
Yeah, Tierra Marie.
And she was dealing with this fool. We forgot his name. Ahmed? No. Akbar. It's Akbar. Yeah, she's dealing with this dude named Akbar. And so he has a wife and a girlfriend, and he wanted her to join the harem. And he was just straight up with it. Then it was another chick that said he'd be all in the grocery store trying to recruit women. Like, his game ain't that tight when you still sitting on 2 and you done asked 15 different women to be a part of your harem. He hit K. Michelle up and asked her to be a part of it. K. Michelle said, listen, fool.
Okay.
And he ain't all that.
Hold on, excuse me. LeBron building schools.
Now you know,
ignorant.
Right. Hey, did you know that you could change your eye color? You know Tiny did that.
Oh, yeah. Her and her daughter to blue. And I was like, why?
Yeah.
And y'all still
I ain't playing.
Still look like rats.
But my whole thing is, don't
like
get to
rats.
playing with your eyes like that, and then you silly.
No, and it's
She
permanent.
done got a lot of work.
Yeah, it's permanent though. That you can't change your mind.
All right, so actor Kevin Hart surprised the students of a Dallas high school by dropping in and playing like he was the principal for the day. And he told at Booker T. Washington High School for the performing and visual arts. And under his leadership, he told them they would all eat chicken nuggets. But he was really, yeah. And he encouraged students at the arts focused Magnum School to believe in their talents and not to discourage. Not to be discouraged if people reject you, because that's what's going to happen.
You're going to get rejected. But this is the thing. Like, we were talking about Gucci Mane and Tierra Marie and them and all these people. Kevin Hart out here going to the schools, visiting children. Let's do that. Well, all this foolishness.
Guess who Forbes have released the highest paid, hip-hop artist. They did the top 20. Diddy fell in that. Nash. Nas fell into. Kendrick.
Keisha and Country Keisha.
Girl, come on. I want to be in Forbes. Claim it right now, Key.
Claim it.
Claim it right now. Let's do it.
And I'm going to build a school.
What? We going to build a school. Yes. So we claiming it right now.
We going to build a school.
On Forbes millionaire list, baby. Because Jay-Z got $76.5 million. He's the number 1 highest paid hip-hop artist this year.
Diddy was number 1 for the past few years.
Correct. And Jay-Z been touring, baby. Jay-Z has been touring with his wife, and they've been cleaning up.
Yeah,
you hear me?
And he got investments.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
He talks about it. He
ain't
sings about
buying all that jewelry that Gucci over here buying.
No.
All that jewelry, he said, they could have put him on the Forbes list.
I mean, he could have went back where he was raised and bought people's houses.
He could have been in the top 5.
But it knocked him down because he spent too much money.
And what he's saying, according to him, he could have them a few million. He could have knocked Nas out.
So he working to pay off jewelry. Oh God. Okay. Well, guess who else need to be working? Is that Dwayne Martin? Because his wife is taking him to the bank, and apparently Will and Jada lent him $1 million+ and he used it to buy a piece of property that he then put in a fictitious. Well, I ain't gonna say fictitious. In a company that he, kind of allegedly concealed his ownership, and so. Then
he's a silent owner.
Yeah, he's a silent owner. And then they took, and him and his wife became started paying the company, which really meant they were paying themselves. Like, there's a whole loop of stuff. And I'm more than sure he's probably been reading Trump's books. So, you know, that's why he think he can do that.
The art of the deal.
Right. Okay. And
Gonna
so
get
it
you
just
in bankruptcy court.
It did. It got him in bankruptcy court because I promise
Don't
you.
Don't follow that art of the deal.
Yeah, he probably just as bankrupt. His daddy rolling over in his grave right now.
Girl.
But anyway.
He gonna straighten it out. Dwayne gonna straighten it out.
Okay.
And you know him and Jada are really tight. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. He was on her show talking about how they introduced Will and Jada.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Portia from the Real Housewives of Atlanta is now pregnant. She had a miscarriage years ago when she was married to Cordell Stewart. Right. But now she's dating a guy named Dennis McKinley.
I just want to say LeBron is building schools.
Oh, God.
That's all I got to say.
Okay.
It is.
I cannot. Somebody help me. All right.
Portia, you didn't even know where the Underground Railroad is. LeBron is building schools.
All right.
I hope she teach your baby.
So you can't stop Jay Hill. Jay Hill was the Jamil. Yeah, she made history at ESPN with Michael Smith as the first. Here we go. All-black anchor team on Sports Center in February of 2017. However, now that she has parted ways with shady ESPN, she already landed the job. You can't get any better than this with LeBron
who's
James.
Building schools. Come on, King James.
She will narrate his basketball documentary. He turned some lemons into lemonade.
Shut up and dribble.
Yes, and he took it.
That's
the name of it. And he took it from, of course, the chick who told him to do that.
Laura Ingraham.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up and dribble, LeBron. Thank God he didn't listen to him.
Yep.
All
right.
God.
So then our boy Odell Beckham Jr., baby. Can you do it like Odell? He's not too happy right now.
LeBron is building schools.
I know. Okay. Odell is not too happy because he keeps getting randomly drug tested. So on Twitter, he says, walking in today to my 992,546 random drug tests.
Is that random?
Yeah, he said it's actually funny how I randomly get tested every other week. He says, dear NFL, please stop sending these people. You're taking away from meeting times and film. And he was like, this ain't what you're looking for. And I like that because, I mean, it's the same thing. A couple of months ago, he was on a video that surfaced with some French model, and apparently he was in lounging in the bed with pizza, and it appeared that there was some suspicious substance. But guess what? You paying him $95 million for the next 5 years with $65 million of it guaranteed. He is the highest paid receiver in the NFL right now.
What's the suspicious substance? They saw oregano in the bag.
I don't know.
I don't know. What are y'all doing?
I don't know.
Y'all saw some garlic, some rosemary. What were y'all looking for?
Right.
Suspicious.
That's what they said.
And it wasn't his.
I mean,
this is so ignorant.
Right.
So okay, but Odell Beckham Jr. Welcome to Serena's world, and she ain't cried about it once. She's the most tested athlete, drug tested athlete, most.
But listen up. You ready? Mm-hmm. LeBron's building schools. Okay.
LeBron's building schools. Let's do it.
So Kanye,
Serena, you need to build a school, even though the government need to build them.
Right.
Okay. Go ahead, Kanye.
He tweeted. He says we should be able to participate in social media without having. Oh wait, let me get my cry face. Without having to show how many followers or likes we have, just like how we can turn off the comments, we should be able to turn off the display for followers. This is an intense negative impact on our self-worth.
Let's say it together. LeBron building schools. Get your ass off of Twitter. We don't care. You building a school. What are you doing with this ignorant mess? And who called you smart? This is the dumbest shit I ever read. Girl, let's go. I'm sorry. This is stupid. I can't believe. What?
Okay.
Is he building a school while he having babies with this helper that keep getting her waist twisted in and butt out up? Can y'all build a school?
Okay, let's talk about the midterm elections. You was gonna
go
there.
Yeah,
go
this is the reason why. Oh Jesus! I can't breathe. Can you go give me?
Okay, see, there you go, right there, because you got to get all round up.
We need to get out the vote for this midterm election. especially in the Florida Panhandle. We need to flip Florida blue. That's my main goal. Are you registered to vote? You have until October the 9th to vote. Do you want to vote by mail? I recommend you vote by mail. Do you need a vote by mail card? Hit City Keisha and Country Keisha up. We'll get you a card. Fill it out, have it sent back to you, and we'll help you mail it back in. If you give it back to me, I mail it in. The problem we're having is that the midterm election does not have as much of the turnout as the presidential election.
Right.
We've got to get young people out to vote. We got to get old people out to vote. We got to get tired, broke people like me out to vote. We got to get out there and vote, and we, especially in this Florida Panhandle area, it's always been red. We need to turn it blue. Nothing has been working well for us under this new administration, and especially with the fact that it's been red all these years.
Right.
We definitely could do for the improvement. And if you don't know what to do, if you want to change, vote blue.
Well, there you go.
All right, Barack Obama.
All right, Barack Obama responded to the future of America when he asked if America is going to be okay. They asked him that, and he says America will be fine as long as people of goodwill across the political spectrum participate and make sure they
vote.
Right.
Vote.
When people
vote,
then Congress reflects the value of our country. But it's gonna require folks getting out of the mindset that we're helpless and there's nothing we can do.
It's something you could do. What can you do, Keisha?
You can vote.
You can vote.
Or you can be like LeBron and build a school.
You can't if you ain't got no money and you ain't voted.
Oh, okay. Well, guess what?
What?
It doesn't matter because you can get out and vote.
Get out and vote.
Get out and vote?
Get out and vote.
Okay, so we're live on our podcast, and we decided to take a few seconds and take an Instagram break. What up?
What up?
What up? What up?
What up? What up?
Okay, so what are we talking about, Key?
This orthopedic surgeon in California who once appeared on a dating reality show, and his girlfriend have been charged with drugging and sexually assaulting 2 women in a case prosecutors suspect.
Okay, wait. What?
Yeah, him and his girlfriend. This is
they were doing what?
This is Bonnie and Clyde.
Wait, but you said an orthopedic surgeon, so this is not like an OBGYN.
This MD. He went to school.
Come on, man.
So with that, prosecutors suspect might involve hundreds of other victims. And my question is, will you and Doja be out there drugging people?
Stay tuned if you want to find out about that.
You and Doja gonna be out there drugging folks. You gonna be Bonnie and Clyde. No. So this is my thing. If your partner is a fool, do you have to be a fool with your partner? This what I'm saying in this.
Let's try.
Girl, is she that stupid? Or is the guy that stupid? Which one of them was leading this stupid team?
We just talked about Camille. We just talked about Julie. I mean,
I'm just here going, what?
There we go. There it is. And the truth shall set you free.
Well, and I'm like,
but no.
What part of
I ain't
this?
doing no, you don't love me if you're trying to do all that.
Well, the thing is, I was going to say birds of a feather. So they're like-minded in this way. So it's not one leading the other. They both wanted this. You know, that's what happened with Candy and Todd. The rumor that Phaedra started saying that they were going to drug Portia.
Yeah.
Remember? And it was like, really, that's what people do?
Right.
I didn't know that was a thing.
That's stupid.
All right, to tell the truth. Somebody better tell the truth.
To tell
I don't know nothing but the truth. I don't even know how to lie.
The truth. Okay, so a friend of mine was on Facebook, and she was asking the question. The topic came up of invisibility, okay? And so I got attached to it. Well, they linked me to it, and I read on, and it says that she explains as she has gotten older, she feels more invisible. And this made her wonder about people who have felt invisible their whole lives, and more importantly, their response to the invisibility. Do you ever feel like the world doesn't see you, or that the right people don't see you?
I feel like the right people don't see me. But I'm telling you, I make myself known. What about you? You do. You mean you about the same?
You know, yeah, like I can't see. But you know what? Here's my when I really thought about that. Here was my honest opinion about that. I believe, and this is just my own opinion, that at some point in your life, you have to decide that you're worth it. And when you decide you're worth it, then other people will see your worth. Like a friend of mine, she's a great singer, and we were kind of having a conversation, and she wondered why this one girl who knew she can sing didn't offer her to do something, whatever. And I was like, because you never have come off with the confidence that that's what you wanted to do. So I think it comes down more to, Key, your confidence. And what did you do?
I feel hair on my face.
Okay. And your belief that you're
well, and that's not it. Some people's personality isn't outgoing. Because I was sitting there thinking when me.
What does that do with your work?
No, but that's what I'm saying. You said I'm talking about invisibility.
Okay.
Some people are invisible because they don't have that type of personality.
Okay.
I'm going back to invisibility.
Okay.
Like when, for instance, like me and you go in the room, we kind of command everybody to look at us. And there are people sitting in there that I couldn't tell you that they were there.
That's the truth. That is the truth. Tune in for more.
But I've had people to come up to me, that this girl named Michelle, that I went to the Purple Party in Pensacola, and she said she sat there and watched me the whole time. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I was having a good time, but I was like, I couldn't tell who was in the room because I was too busy having a good time on that Purple Rain. So
Purple rain. Purple
and I
rain.
met all new people. It was a group of men with their wives and girlfriends, and me and them men, we had us a moment with Prince.
Wow.
The wives sat down and told me, please, thank you, go on back up there without us. They did not want to go up there. Them men were crying.
Oh, God.
They was having a Prince moment, and I was having it with them. But later, she was like, I saw you there. You had on this and you had on that. And I was like, I ain't see you because guess what?
Well, I got one more to tell the truth, okay?
Go ahead.
If you were married.
I was.
Okay. I'm talking about, let's just say, okay. Can married couples have friends from the opposite sex? Hold on. Especially if they are not liked by the spouse. So can your spouse have a friend that you don't like because you feel they may be disrespectful, but they're their friend, they say they're their friend, it's the opposite sex, you see little things where they check on them or they'll say little things to try to be supportive of them or whatever.
You can.
Even if you don't like them.
I mean,
that's what I'm speaking. Let's just talk about that. If you don't like them, that's the only part I want to talk about.
And then that goes back to you and not them and their relationship.
Who? Why?
If you don't like them, why don't you like them? What's going on with you?
I said that.
So I said it goes back to you.
No, I said they've been disrespectful.
Well,
You've seen the clear disrespect. You've seen them in text messages.
You've
seen. No, but I want you to be clear about this. When I'm talking about you don't like them because they've been disrespectful to you in your marriage.
Well, let me say something, and this is probably not going to be popular, so I'm going to say it anyways.
Oh,
it ain't for you. If they've been disrespectful to your marriage, that's your partner's fault. You don't let someone disrespect your marriage, even no matter what, period. And so it's not, you shouldn't have to check them, and you shouldn't be mad if they're friends, because if you come at me and you want to disrespect my marriage, I'm going to stop you. You ain't my friend.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So she's not trying to be your friend.
No, I'm saying
she's trying to be his friend.
No, the partner should stop that. So say, for instance, let's be gender specific.
Okay.
Male, your husband, this girl. If this girl comes at our marriage disrespectfully, my husband should check her. Right. And say, listen, chick, no, you ain't my friend, because you don't come at my marriage like that. See, this is the thing.
But
the
here's
person
the thing.
who protects your marriage is the one who's in the friendship.
Well, and here's, because that's
not your position.
Right. So when it was brought to me and it was asked to me, and I said that, I was like, I have never, that ain't who I am. I've never been that person. And when I say never, I really do mean never, because literally I believe in the thing that there are 12,000 million people in this world. Why am I looking at something you have, for one? So if I'm a friend with you and we're friends and your spouse is having a problem because they feel some type of way, I would, because I don't have any hidden motives or anything, would make it my business to be like, hey, let's go to lunch. Because, I mean,
see, that's too much. I'd be like, hey, we ain't friends. Your wife got a problem. Carry on. I don't want to, listen, if it's too much for me and you to be friends, I will remove myself. And that way your wife won't have no problem. See, I am not, see, you like to do the lunch thing. I don't want to do, I would, goodbye, I got other friends. Goodbye. You and her crazy ass can go over there. Goodbye.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? See, that's too much drama. I don't have time for that.
And the reason why I say that is because what you put out is what you get back. So I get that you would say goodbye. But for me, I feel like if I've had, because there's guys that I have in my life that are friends, and I mean, I adore them, and they're great people, and I adore their wives, and I respect that. And I don't think I've ever given someone's wife that's a friend of mine a reason to believe any of that. And it hasn't been given. It hasn't been approach.
No, I said you don't have to. Some people are
right, and that's what I said. Now I will say that. Now I'm not gonna say that I haven't been put in a situation where it wasn't my friend, but where I felt like, So I can't speak anymore on that, because if I did, So all I'm saying is
revealing stuff. But let me just gonna tell you, Country Keisha said, y'all, you and her, bye, goodbye. Because first of all, I don't have no drama for neither one of you, and I got my own problems. So with that being said, if you that insecure and you think somebody wants your man, goodbye. And look, and he'll be crying, please no, go over there. Right. You and her.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have time for foolishness.
All right, so let's talk about our health and wellness. Do you eat a well-rounded diet, and that includes vegetables, Keisha?
I do.
What percentage?
Well,
No.
I'm going to give you a percentage.
Give me a percentage first before you do the other talking.
I would say about 80%.
All right, go ahead.
And I started that years ago.
Okay.
Because I noticed that I really didn't care for vegetables, and then I started eating them, and then I realized I like them.
Okay.
And then I realized what I used to eat, the stuff I used to eat, I realized I didn't like. I didn't like the salads with the eggs and the ham and the orange cheese. Okay. Oh God, I hate that. Okay. And when people are like, eat a salad, and I would go make a salad like that and realize I don't like that. Okay. With the ranch dressing. So you like the
nice little greeny, like I hate ranch dressing.
Yeah, I hate ranch dressing.
I know most people.
Oh my God,
I hate agreed on something.
Dressing.
Let me get a little simple.
Do not put that.
Did we just agree on something?
We agreed. I hate ranch dressing.
Okay.
And I know me and you do both like blue cheese.
Yeah, I love blue cheese.
But I do the vinaigrette, so I eat a salad every day at work. I have a salad with no meat and sometimes no cheese. I found out what I like is the nuts, the cranberries, the apples, the strawberry. I kind of like that in my salad. Okay. And a dark green. I do not like iceberg.
Me either. I stopped eating iceberg a long time ago.
And that's what I'm saying. Once I realized what I like, I like to eat it all the time. Yeah. So Monday through Friday, I have a salad. Yeah. And I just switched up to eating yogurt in the morning to help clean out my system. But I eat yogurt with nuts or yogurt, fruit and nuts. But no, I'm the worst person. I'm a foodie, and me and you both are. I can put it away.
I can put it away.
That's why I make it my business to have something green. So now I have snap peas.
Well, I will tell you this. I had started doing that intermittent fasting. And so Monday through Friday, I would eat from 12 to 6. So I wouldn't eat till 12, and after 6 o'clock, I wouldn't eat anything. And it changed my body, like my eating habits and everything. So I don't finish meals. I don't have to just keep eating stuff. I know when to stop, and I don't want any more. And then on the weekends, because we would do stuff or whatever, I wouldn't do it then. And so I haven't struggled. I'm down 29 pounds.
Go girl.
Yes. And my goal is to be down another 21.
I'm down
I want to be 50 total.
I'm down 10.
See, yes.
I'll tell you, but I blew up like.
Yeah. Oh,
I was going through.
I was looking at a picture. I was like, oh my God.
I blew up like this year. Yeah. I blew up. I blew up 15 pounds before this year started. Then I knocked on another 10. Yes. Because I was having health issues and stress. My mom was sick, and that month that was 2 months going on with my mom, I literally gained 10 pounds.
But let me say this, that visceral fat, I know people talk about that all the time. It will kill you, that fat around your stomach. And that's been my hardest to get rid of because, my eating habits can be a little off-putting sometimes. And so I'm trying to get better at that. So I went and did this thing called InBody. And they basically, you know how they used to do the body scans and tell you like what percent?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, this one is like high tech to that, right? Ooh. And they give me, and I'm going to bring my readout next time, but they tell you like literally how much each one of your arms, how much muscle you have in there, how much fat you have in there, your trunk, your legs, and then they tell you how much visceral fat. I think the averages should be like, it's like 5 or something like that, but I was over by like 3 or 4 percentages with that. And it was just all these things. And so when he told me my weight, I was excited because then I was down 29 pounds from where I was. But and I knew, and I'm like, he was like, if you lose 20 more pounds, right? He said, if you lose 20 more pounds, it's gonna come from there because, like, you know, the first thing that goes, of course, is my husband tried to say I don't have a butt, but my legs tone up pretty quickly, my arms, you know, stuff like that. But it's just that gut is the last thing, and I know it comes from. But I have been increasing my cardio, which has been helping me. Hush it up.
No,
and
I'm laughing because you're good. I'm laughing at myself. I can't increase nothing. I can't even breathe. Go, girl.
Okay. All right. Tell us a little bit about some finance this week.
All right. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Nitty-gritty.
Me and you were talking before in our pre-meeting. How much spare? What do you do with your spare change? And you was telling me some things that people did, like for instance, I just throw it in there, and after a while, I dump it at Publix and pay the whatever percentage it is, and get the cash.
Okay.
But
what's the most cash you've gotten?
$90-some.
Okay.
Because I don't let mine sit too long. It's money.
Now let me tell you, my brother-in-law purchased with his spare change a new stove, refrigerator, and microwave.
Where did he house this change?
I promise you on everything I love. And it might have been,
where did he house? Where was he?
You know those?
This?
Okay, well, you know those when you have the water thing at the cooler thing.
Yeah.
So those things he had, I think, a couple of those.
Yeah.
But we would always tease them about his change. Well, and it was something. My husband does the same thing. He has this little change drawer and stuff. And they come home, the first thing they do, because they hate having a loose change, and they'll dump it in there.
Pockets.
And so they empty their pockets and do that. So he was able to buy all of that. Now I had a girlfriend whose dad was doing that, and the dad passed away, and he told him, I want this change to go to my granddaughter. So the granddaughter turned it in, and she was able to walk out of the car dealership with a brand new car her senior year going to college off of loose change.
Now, what y'all doing with y'all change? Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Right.
Tell us what y'all doing with y'all change. Cause I'm spending my kids are robbing me blind with my change. I go every time I start, I look like it was full.
Yeah,
now it's down here. But at least they taking it from their mama. Go and get the little quarters. I ain't got no more pennies. I was like, I know I put some quarters in
And then my baby's taking his. He's got that app, Acorn.
And we mentioned it. And that's another good thing, that when you buy something, the spare change goes into a savings.
And I think it was probably got to be hereditary because his uncles and everybody do it. So now he doesn't have the little container. Yeah.
But he's going to have it. He's going to have both.
Well, and the thing is that, he's a millennial. So he was like, hey, how can I make this grow? So I think he said by the end of the summer, he had almost $500.
What?
Shut your mouth. Because whatever you spend.
We got real testimony here.
If you go to the store and spend $5.10, they take $90. If you go whatever it is. So it was pretty good.
I like it.
All right. So education, y'all. Look at my face.
Damn.
Your child write? Now, look, I'm not even kidding you. I want you to test them. I want you to sit down your kid. I don't care how old they are, and give them a real test to see if they can write. Now, have them write a letter to their grandmother if they're young. Have them
write a note.
Just write a note. I'm saying a simple note. A simple note. I mean, seriously, just a simple note saying anything. Like, say something you guys are about to do, or something's coming up, or something they want to do. Like, they want to go to something for the weekend or whatever. Have them write it in a note, and not just a one sentence. Like, give the explanations why, that whole thing. Just have them write you a note, or just have them write a letter. When's the last time they wrote a letter? Like, to their grandparents or to somebody or whatever. I really want to see how surprised you will be. And we would love for you guys to put that up on Instagram as well, because we're going to put this video up. But on everything I love.
I'm going to do my children. I'm going to do 3. And I'm going to tell you, Armand texted me something that I was like, what?
Right.
I have no idea. What is he saying? And it's like,
girl.
And they probably see the error, but be like, she'll figure it out. No, I can't figure this out. What is this?
All I'm saying is, do it.
He
Try
it. RN one time, and I was like, oh, he's gonna be a registered nurse, girl. Right now, girl. I was like, what is this?
And I'm not even talking about the language they do as
but
their.
That hurts.
Yeah, and I get it.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, period. Just, you need to see their thought. Keisha was showing me something with somebody who clearly
grown man
got some issues with literacy, but I'm saying, see if you just do it. I'm really curious.
I'm gonna tell you, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram
just
really,
do it.
No, I'm saying it really has exposed older people who you can pick out right off the bat that had limited education and not being funny. You'll look at it and go, wow.
Right.
And it's, and it's not funny. It just tells you. And yes, they work and they have a job, but.
Okay, so let's talk about ain't nobody got time for that. Why at Moody High School?
Girl, tell it.
The principal is in outrage over.
Moody, where is Moody? In Alabama.
Yes.
Moody,
There
Alabama.
was a photo that surfaced that shows 6 white students standing on a black male student who was lying face down on the floor with the caption, "We got us one." Now, apparently, they were all friends. And they said it was
like that.
right, and they claimed that shouldn't have been offensive. They was just meaning it as a joke. So the first thing is, I need to know who this baby laying on the floor, who his parents are.
Thank you.
Because if he and remember last week, I listened to last week's podcast. Didn't I tell you about your friends?
Girl,
who are your friends? Because if they had convinced him to do that and made him think that was okay, didn't I just say that last week?
Yes.
Oh,
Let
Jesus,
me tell you what my
somebody
mom
help
used to tell my friends that were white, because, you know, I went to predominantly white school.
You keep telling us that. We got it. No, I'm teasing. Go ahead.
Let me tell you what I used to tell them. My mama don't like white people. So don't look. They was like, no, you're not. No, my mama don't like white people. So don't get over here thinking she your friend.
But it ain't even.
Go away. No, I'm just saying, that's why I used to tell them, because they didn't know, but they was like,
she your friend.
Miss Matthews. And my mom be like, yeah.
Oh my God.
Go away.
Okay.
But I'm just
don't
saying
get over here thinking my mama your friend.
Child,
could you stop it?
His parent is telling them, oh, these are some great kids. No, these are not great kids.
I'm gonna tell you this: there is no way that somebody would say, Keisha, have you seen this? DJ laid out on this floor with these white boys on his neck.
You talking about me. I'm about to say, listen.
Girl.
Listen, so my son is very, very dark skinned. He's very handsome. Very dark skinned. And he used to be at these people's house, and they were, you know, they were white people. And they was like, you're not afraid that they're not treating him like the help or the what was the other one, the one that Oprah was in?
That Oprah was in?
The butler.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was like, no, because see, let me tell you, my son was raised by me. The second they think he finna be doing slavery,
it's on.
It's on.
All right, so for that brother who laid down on that floor, we got one thing to say to you. Ain't nobody got time for that.
And we gonna find your parents.
Right. Okay, so this chick, go ahead, because I can't.
The woman who ran, we talked about this last week, the free-flowing on her period tells people that the massive outcry over her story proves just how important her message was.
No, it does not.
Her name is Karen Gandhi. She's a drummer for singer MIA, and she's a Harvard Business School graduate.
So that don't make her not ignorant.
Was called disgusting and unladylike after she ran the 26.2-mile race in April with blood running down her legs. She says she did it to raise awareness about women around the world who have no access to feminine products and to encourage women to not be ashamed of their periods. She tells People magazine by email that the hateful comments she got don't offend her. Instead, critics only prove her point that we are still deeply uncomfortable with a very normal and natural process.
No, we're not uncomfortable with that. And if you really want to help those ladies, running in a marathon on your period with blood running down your legs wasn't what you need to do. If anything, open up a GoFundMe and have people buy feminine products that you can send over there, or however to help these women during their time, because maybe they may not want to walk around for lady pants. It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you are being some type of feminist. You're being an idiot. So if you really want to make some,
I mean, upset. Trump don't even get you this upset. Girl, I can't believe. Girl, Trump don't even get you this upset. One woman with one period. That's her period. She didn't want to wear no pants.
We moving on.
Gave with a message.
Well, I got something
don't
for her.
Don't let this offend you no more.
Listen,
that's
I
her
need
period.
for you. Now you know I do
Stop
not
being
like for you to tell me how to handle my feelings. Those are my feelings.
And
I'm thinking, because I really do think that if she, honestly, if she really wanted to do something, okay, so now you done did this, people done talked about you. You ain't raising no dang on awareness. Raising awareness? No. Yes. Because, okay, so how many women over there now gonna have what they need as a result of what she did? Zero.
It wasn't about women
having
what they
was. That's
need.
what she just said.
No, it's about the fact that they shouldn't
to
be
raise
ashamed,
awareness about women around the world
to not be ashamed
who
of their
have
period.
no access to feminine products.
And to
then
encourage,
you put a GoFundMe.
And to encourage women to not be
Nope.
ashamed of their periods. Don't be ashamed of your period.
Ain't nobody ashamed of their period. Guys say that. Men know. They know when they want to have sex with you. If you're on your cycle, that ain't going to happen.
That's why they got to see that blood run
girl,
down her leg.
no.
Go, lady.
No.
Go,
ain't nobody
Gandhi.
ashamed of no period.
There you go.
All the men be glad to see it when they ain't trying to have no more kids. So don't go there with me.
I got time for
The
this.
only thing I am going to say, you know what? This is the problem I have with that.
I got time for this.
No. We gonna put this one on. We gonna put this one on Instagram. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about how hot you is. I feel heat coming up out of her ears.
No.
Really? This one got you hot?
All right.
The last one.
True Thompson.
Girl, did you see this? So Kim posted a picture of True, Stormy, and Chicago. That's the three babies that were born this year Kardashian clan. And the people went crazy talking about True Thompson was ugly. She's the darkest. And I was like, what? Are we still dealing with colorism? All three are biracial. And we already know you can end up with how many different colors when you dealing with African Americans. She over here still mad.
I'm not mad. I'm trying to put this.
LeBron building schools.
That's what I put down here.
Y'all worried about True. LeBron building schools. Why are y'all worried about this child and this woman?
Yeah.
The little baby is so cute. And then you talking
she
about
is
she
so
dark
cute.
skinned.
And here's the thing: if you gonna have the audacity to sit up and talk about anybody's child, okay. That's what we want you to do. Put a picture side by side, and then let's see what we're talking about. Exactly.
Okay.
All right. From the outhouse
to the penthouse.
We out.
That was.